Wrestlepalooza was an absolute disaster. This was the first PLE that was on ESPN, which you got to pay an extra $30 for. So we were all expecting it to at least be decent, right? We were hearing rumors again that The Rock was going to show up. You know, The Undertaker did end up showing up, but, you know, he pretty much showed up just to congratulate Stephanie McMahon for making the Hall of Fame for next year. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, he cut a very awkward, weird promo before he ended up breaking the news to Stephanie McMahon, which goes to show that The Undertaker is so used to being in his character as the dead man that when he's not playing that role in front of a live audience, he's awkward, right? Makes sense, right? So, of course, Triple H starts off the show, you know, doing his usual garbage promotion to kick off a PLE. Are you ready for garbage booking? You know what I'm saying? Like, Triple H always has to be the star of the show. He always has to make himself appear as this superior guy. But in all actuality, he's doing a worse job than Vince McMahon was when he was running the show. You know what I'm saying? After WrestleMania 40, which is one of the best WrestleManias of all time, I'll give Triple H credit for that. After that, everything has been a complete disaster. Let's be honest, right? So we start the show off with Brock Lesnar and John Cena, right? So John Cena comes out with a bunch of kids, right? The kids help John Cena walk out to the ring. They're all wearing his, the John Cena uniform, you know what I'm saying? The John Cena shirt. It was pretty dope, right? He was with like 10 kids, right? So he gets to the ring and John Cena absolutely gets squashed, bro. This was a squash match, right? This was an absolute domination from start to finish, right? So there was a slight bit of hope that John Cena potentially was going to win this match. John Cena ended up AAing Brock Lesnar 3 times in a row, and Brock Lesnar kicked out, right? Now, I knew Brock Lesnar was going to kick out because think about it, right? John Cena AA'd Cody Rhodes 3 times. He even AA'd Cody Rhodes off of the ropes. So if Cody Rhodes tapped out and was able to beat John Cena, of course Brock Lesnar is going to kick out and beat John Cena, right? So Brock Lesnar F5s John Cena 5 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? Pins him clean, walks out of the ring. Then he comes back in the ring, F5s the referee, and then he F5s John Cena like 3 more times, bro, and just walks out and leaves, bro. It was funny as hell because there was kids in the audience that was wearing the John Cena You Can't See Me hat in his outfit. There was like 2 or 3 kids in the arena that was crying at this, bro. It was actually pretty sad, but it was funny because, you know, when you're a kid, you think wrestling is real. You don't understand that it's entertainment. You don't understand that all of the matches are already pre-planned before it happens. So it kind of reminded me of when I was a kid and I seen Vince McMahon blow up in the limousine. Remember when Vince McMahon faked his death on an episode of Raw or SmackDown? You guys remember that back in the day? I thought Vince McMahon really died. I thought that shit was real. I think I was in middle school when it happened, you know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show that, you know, at least the kids are still getting a real reaction out of the WWE in 2025, right? But this made no sense, bro. Like, think about this, guys. What was the point of Brock Lesnar being away for 2 years, coming back to the ring after being completely inactive after 2 years, just to completely squash John Cena, who is the it's not even self-proclaimed, he's the GOAT. He has the most titles in wrestling history, right? This guy is considered the GOAT. How is a guy like Brock Lesnar able to come back to the ring after 2 years and absolutely dominate John Cena like that? And this is John Cena's last year before he retires. This is embarrassing, bro. This is garbage booking by Triple H, and this is why Triple H needs to get fired, because he does not understand giving the fans what they want, bro. The fans didn't want to see that. And by the way, the match was literally only like 10 to 15 minutes long. It was the shortest match of the night. It was an absolute squash match. So, you know, if you're going to have Brock Lesnar come back and attack anybody, it should be Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns, I think Roman Reigns has beaten him more than anybody in the WWE. Roman Reigns has beaten this guy clean like 2 or 3 times. You should have had Brock Lesnar come back and attack Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving on, let's get on to what happened next. So next we got the Usos. We got Braun and Brawny James versus, you know, Jay and Jimmy Uso, right? So Braun Breaker, he did a really sick shoulder tackle on Jimmy Uso outside of the ring. That was the first time I seen Braun Breaker do that. I like that move because it goes to show that he's still adding moves to the arsenal. Instead of just spearing people 1,000 times a week, we got Braun Breaker actually switching up his move catalog. I appreciate that. But serious question to the WWE fans out there. Why does the WWE allow Bronson Reed to be over 400 pounds? Like, seriously, this guy is extremely obese, right? The guy's like, what, 5'9", 5'10", and he's close to 400 pounds. Like, this dude is seriously going to hurt somebody one day because he's a fat fuck. Like, why doesn't the WWE force this guy to lose some weight? You would think when he fucking broke both of his ankles trying to jump off of a steel cage or something like that, you would think that he would have made the dedicated effort to lose weight back then. But he came back even bigger than he was before. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, Braun Breaker absolutely botched the Frankensteiner move. It was very nasty. It was very noticeable. Bronson ended up spearing, was it Braun or Bronson? Anyway, Braun Breaker ended up spearing Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso. Jey Uso did a spear. I think it was on Bronson Reed, which is pretty sick. He must be training with Braun Breaker to improve his spear, because I noticed within the past 2 weeks, Jey Uso's spear looks extremely better than it was before, right? So Jey slams Bronson outside of the ring. LA Knight, who's the referee, thinks that Jey tried to attack him again because that's what he did on Friday Night SmackDown previously. Jey also almost hits LA Knight with a steel chair because Braun Breaker pretty much dodged out of the way. Jey Uso actually got busted open while he was swinging the steel chair on Braun Breaker. So he ended up cutting open his forehead, which looked pretty bad, man. Looked like he was seriously hurt. Bronson tsunami splashes Jey and wins the match. This was actually a decent match. It really wasn't that bad. It's obvious at this point that Jey and Jimmy Uso are officially tag team partners again. They're probably going to go on one of the longest tag team title reigns in the history of the WWE. But it's just sad knowing that Jey Uso just won the Royal Rumble, made Gunther tap, became a World Heavyweight Champion, and literally had a 2-month title reign. And now he's back to being a tag team jobber with his twin brother. I think that's sad, man. I think especially the fact that he's probably the most over with the fans as far as the reaction that he gets from his theme song. It's sad how short-lived the main event Jey Uso, reign was, man. So anyway, next we got Stephanie Valkyrie versus EU Sky. I didn't like this match at all. Let me explain why, right? I hate the fact that out of all 3 of these matches that we've seen between Stephanie Valkyrie and EU Sky, they're way too friendly with each other. They're smiling at each other during the match. They keep doing this little technical thing where they're grabbing each other's hand, basically trying to make it seem like this is like a 50-50 thing, right? Like Stephanie Valkyrie didn't just move up from NXT, right? This is wrestling, right? When you watch a wrestling match, you want to see 2 wrestlers go at it with each other. And I hate the fact that they spend a majority of this match playing around and smiling at each other and laughing at each other. They're copying each other's moves. I just think that shit was corny, bro. Like, nobody wants to see that. So anyway, Stephanie Valkyrie, she ended up winning. You know what I'm saying? I already said if she didn't win this match, that was going to be the official strike for me. Like, if Stephanie Valkyrie would have lost this match to EU Sky after she already had the title, and then we would have had to see EU Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the 50th time, I just would have stopped watching the PLEs at that point. So Stephanie Valkyrie, she hit a sick backflip finisher off the ropes. This is the first time that I've actually seen Stephanie Valkyrie do this move, and it was incredible, man. Never seen her do that. Like, she did a Jeff Hardy type move off of the ropes, man, which is really sick. And she won the Women's World Championship, so congratulations to Stephanie Valkyrie. Thank God that Triple H didn't waste her time on the main roster. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. Carmelo Hayes moves up to the main roster, is a complete jobber, right? Loses a majority of his matches. He's now been on the main roster for basically 2 years now. He hasn't won anything. He hasn't won an Intercontinental title. He hasn't won the United States title. He hasn't won a tag team. He hasn't won anything. The only thing he can say he won is the Andre the Giant tournament, which means absolutely nothing. You know what you get for winning the Andre the Giant tournament? a piece of shit chain that's not even made of diamonds or gold. That's what you get for winning that garbage Andre the Giant tournament. I don't even know why they had no disrespect to Andre the Giant, but it's pointless. Let's just call it what it is. But you look at Carmelo Hayes and you look at Stephanie Valkyr, the fact that Stephanie Valkyr moved up to the main roster and in less than 3 or 4 months, she's already a champion on the main roster. That is insane. Because she's a 2-time NXT champion, Carmelo Hayes is a 2-time NXT champion. This is Triple H picking and choosing who he wants to make look good, who he wants to give titles to. It just goes to show, man, Triple H has people that he likes and he has people that he hates. You know what I'm saying? So fuck Triple H for that, right? So moving on, we have the co-main event, which is basically Seth Rollins and, Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee, right? AJ Lee came out with their signature knee top Converses, which I thought was dope. And she's hot, man. She looks exactly the same since she retired. She hasn't aged a bit. CM Punk is a very lucky man for having AJ Lee as his wife, you know what I'm saying? AJ Lee makes Becky Lynch tap, and her and CM Punk wins the match. But who cares, right? AJ Lee did not win the title from Becky Lynch, and CM Punk didn't win the title from Seth Rollins. So this match means nothing, right? I'm glad AJ Lee is back, but let's get AJ Lee in title contention, right? Other than that, this match was pointless. It was boring. I didn't really care for it. I'm just happy that AJ Lee is back, and she's the reason why they won the match. That's all I really care about, right? So next, we got the promo with The Undertaker. I already talked about that. There's no need to, re-talk about that because I talked about that in the beginning of the video. So let's get to the main event, right? The main event is Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title, right? Drew McIntyre, he 100% deserved to win this match. He's an incredible heel. He actually looks like a wrestler. The guy's tall. He's brolic. You know what I'm saying? He's a great in-ring wrestler. Is decent. I'm not going to say he's good on the mic, but he's decent on the mic, especially the fact that, he's coming from another country and, the fact that he can speak clear English, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ireland. Drew McIntyre 100% deserved to win this match. He's been jobbed out and screwed over so many times by the WWE. Cody Rhodes already had this title for a year. Drew McIntyre actually needs this title, right? Because, what are they doing with Drew McIntyre? Seriously, what the hell are they doing with him? They're wasting his talent, just like they're doing with Randy Orton. Like, Drew McIntyre is literally booked to lose the most important matches of his career, and it's not fair to him, bro. It's not fair that there's guys that signed to the WWE that look like they work at McDonald's. These guys look like they don't lift weights. They look like they don't hit a treadmill. Like I said, look at Bronson Reed's fat ass. And Drew McIntyre, who obviously works his ass off, he loses the most important matches of his career. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, Cody Rhodes wins the match, right? Unbelievable. And at this point, Drew McIntyre is probably never winning another major title in the WWE. He literally gets paid to lose matches at this point. We just got to call it what it is, guys. And this is why the viewership for Raw and SmackDown are going to continue to drop week after week after week. And ultimately, you know what's going to happen? Like, guys, number one, this PLE barely had 5 matches, right? This PLE went by so quick. They barely had any matches on here. The matches were extremely underwhelming. The best match of the night was probably, I would have to say the best match of the night was Jey Uso and Jim versus Braun and Bronson. But, guys, we're getting recycled matches. We're getting drawn out long storylines, right? People that deserve to win titles are not winning titles. People that deserve to win matches on Raw and SmackDown are losing matches week after week. And whenever somebody that actually deserves to get a title, whenever they do get a title, somebody like Jacob Fatu or Jey Uso or CM Punk, they don't hold the title for more than 2 months, right? Or more than 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a shit product that we're getting, bro. And the fact that there's people out there paying $30 extra to watch this shit on ESPN, to watch John Cena get squashed in 10 minutes by Brock Lesnar after he was out of the ring for 2 years. This is insane, bro. So overall, I would have to rate Wrestlepalooza, I would have to rate it a 1 out of 10 because I only liked one match out of all of them. And this was This was garbage, man. Sorry, I almost lost my breath. This was garbage, man. So, guys, if you want to get a better product, you got to stop watching this shit. If you're going to watch this shit, fire stick it. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on crack streams, fire stick it. You feel me? If you're actually paying money to watch PLEs, you're an idiot, okay? You're an idiot because you're a part of the problem. As long as you keep paying for it, as long as they keep making money off of this, nothing's gonna change. Once they see a significant drop in the viewership, once they see that people aren't paying to watch the PLEs, bro, that's when things are gonna change, and ultimately Triple H is gonna get fired, which is long overdue. You know what I'm saying? Fire Triple H, have Shawn Michaels take over the main roster, or hire somebody like The Undertaker. You know, The Undertaker understands good booking. Shit, I would even say The Rock. You know, listen. There's a lot of people out there that I see blaming The Rock for the booking, right? You guys got to understand this. The Rock is on the board of TKO, right? The Rock is not the booker, right? The chief content creator, that's Triple H. Triple H pretty much signs off on everything as far as who wins the matches, who wins the title, you know, who gets released. That's Triple H doing that, okay? Blame Triple H. Triple H is the one that took over before WrestleMania 40 and said that we were back in the golden age of wrestling. And what have we gotten since then? What have we gotten since Cody Rhodes won the title from Roman Reigns? Garbage. The Rock was the one that wanted to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Ever since that got scraped and Cody Rhodes got the match and won, that was pretty much the domino effect of everything else being ruined. So with that being said, man, thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment. I'm out.